What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel. I'm broadcasting from the government complex in the northern part of Bangkok in the country of Thailand. I'm in this government building, and they have all the I'm here to do my visas to get my spouse visa so I can stay here in Thailand longer than 1 month. And this building has to be the biggest government building I have ever been into in my life. And I've been into quite a bit of government buildings, but I have not seen any government building this big. Let me show you guys. Look at that. Right? And there's two of them. I'm in the immigration one, and the one that has the way they have it set up here, all the buildings, pretty much like all the government offices are all in one building. So this building is massive. It's like the size of a American college football stadium. Okay, so in this video, guys, I want to share with you guys something that happened recently. So many of you guys know, I've shared with you guys that my older brother, well, let me start from the beginning in case you guys don't know my family history. I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee after the war between America and Vietnam. And when I came there as a refugee, my family was growing up very poor and everything. And we lived in the poor ghetto black neighborhoods, and ended up, hanging around with the wrong people, chose the wrong people as my friends, and I ended up getting in trouble for drugs, and I ended up doing almost 14 years in prison. And when I got caught with drugs, my brother was in the truck with me, my older brother, and they tried to get me to testify against my brother to testify against me, and they tried to get me and my brother to testify against our friends, and snitched on them and everything. And because we chose not to snitch on each other or any of our friends or anyone we know, we ended up getting a drug case and a firearms case, and that's what we got in trouble for. And then last year, the reason why my brother got more time was because he was on probation at that time, and so he got more time, and they sentenced him to drugs that he did not have, and they sentenced him to a firearm that he did not have. Okay, so because of that, because Donald Trump signed the Justice Reform Act in 2019, it made it so that the courts in the American justice system had to sentence people to what they were actually indicted for, and not what the prosecutor or the courts wanted to sentence you to. So, make a long story short, thanks to his Justice Reform Act, it allowed my brother to get out 5 years earlier. So after being in prison for 28 years, he's finally out now. Okay. And before my brother got out of prison, he asked me to send him some money. And so many of you guys, if you guys have been following my channel for a long time, you guys know that obviously if my brother needs a car, a cell phone, a laptop, or anything like that, food, money for clothes, it's just $4,000 or $5,000 to get all his cell phone, clothes, laptop, down payment on a car, and then to get back on his feet again and get an apartment. I have no problem doing that. Many of you guys follow me know that that's not really a big issue for me. Okay, if I'm a $1 million trader, I should not have a problem helping my older brother out, who has been in prison for nearly, I think for over 28 years now, almost 29 years. It shouldn't be a problem for me to help him out. So I had to make a tough decision, guys. You guys know that, been following me for a long time. You guys know that, I've always said that, the key to large financial wealth in your life is making the tough decisions that other people are not willing to do, or making a decision that other people cannot make or are incapable of making because they are for fear of the repercussions or the consequences of their decision, right? So I want to share with you guys that something so that you guys know why I made the decision not to send him any money before he got out of prison, and I still have not sent him any money after he got out of prison, okay? And some of my friends and some of my clients who I have helped become millionaires, they have asked me, since they live near where my brother is being released, they ask if it's okay if they come over there and help him financially. And I said, no, don't do that, okay? Please do not do that. Because some of my clients and some of my trading students, they want to return the favor to me for helping them become millionaires, and so they, for them it's not a big deal, right? So they want to go and meet my brother and help him out, just and kind of pay back the time and effort that I put in to help these students become $1 million traders. Okay, so I declined. I said thanks for the offer, and I said no. Okay, now each time I say no to helping my older brother, I want you guys to know that it's not an easy decision that I'm making, okay? Because I remember how it was when I first got out of prison after 14 years. I had nothing, people looking down on me, people looking at me like the trash of society, the scum of society, and it was very, very difficult to get back on my feet and to be able to climb back up, work 2-3 jobs at a time, and suffer 3 heart attacks, for being poor and doing these things, and to get back on my feet. So I know how it is to come out of prison with absolutely nothing and having to get back on my feet. So I know that, and especially after having 3 heart attacks after I came out of prison, I know how it feels to have to start all over, to climb up, to stand up, and then have to fall back down and start all over again, and do that multiple times, okay? But I'm here today where I'm at today, and living my life financially free and being able to retire early, in my mid-40s, because of these tough decisions that I had to make when nobody else wanted to make them, okay? So I made a decision not to send my brother any money because in the 11 years that I got out of prison, I sent my brother a minimum of $2,000 every year, okay, to prison. Especially when I had my first heart attack, I sent him some more money, and then when I had my second heart attack, I sent him some more money, and then when I had my third heart attack, I sent him some more money, okay? So obviously the reason why I did this, because I love my older brother dearly, okay? Me and him are very tight. Okay, out of all the brothers in my family, we have 4 brothers and 1 sister in my family. And out of all of us, me and my brother came over to America as refugees. We lived and we fought over the same banana, we fought over the same mango, we fought over the same bag of potato chips, we fought over the same bag of onion rings, those Funyuns back in the days. We fought each other over the same Big Mac, to see who gets the bigger piece, So me and my brother are very tight because we grew up in a very poor, in a very ghetto environment. The times that, I almost had these black guys almost tried to rape me in prison. My brother was one of the ones who helped, get rid of those guys, okay, and solve that problem for me. So I owe my brother a lot, okay. But during the 11 years that I was out of prison, I worked my ass off. I worked 3 jobs, and this is before I became a $1 million trader, okay? I would send him money every year, a minimum of $2,000, okay? And I sent him a total of $38,000 US. Now, in case you guys are in the US or in the Western countries, sending someone $38,000 US in prison is the equivalent of giving them like $380,000 or 350 pounds or 350,000 euros, okay? It's a lot of money for someone to have in prison. But I sent it to him because I was always afraid that if I have another heart attack and I die or something, I knew that it would be a big struggle for my brother to come out of prison after, being in prison for 32, 33 years and to come out and start back up on his feet, okay? So I sent him the money and I told him, hey, you know, whatever you do in there, you can spend the money on commissary or whatever, but whatever you do, man, you gotta save about $500 for a phone, about $1,000 for a computer, a laptop, and about $1,000 for a down payment for a car, and then about another $1,000 to get you an apartment, right? So that's about $3,000-4,000. And I said, you gotta save this up, man. And then when you come out, in case I'm dead or something, you have enough money to get back on your feet. Because I told him, I said, because I had nothing when I came out of prison, right? I came out and it took me about, I would say that it took me about almost 3 years just to get to like where everybody's at in society right here, like average person, you know, just making an average decent, you know, wage, salary. It took me about 3 years just to get to that point, okay? Before I was able to, you know, start climbing up the ladder, the financial ladder. So I told him that if he just saves this money, this $3,000 or $4,000, you know, out of the $38,000 I sent him, you know, if you just save a little bit each time, every time I send him $2,000, just save $200. Every time I save, you know, send him $4,000, save, you know, $500-600, and just save that. And I told him by the time he gets out of prison, he'll have enough money to get him a phone, a laptop, a down payment on a car, and a down payment on renting an apartment, okay? And then he can climb up the financial ladder from there. He never listened to me, and when he came out, right, he does not have one penny. He does not have one penny to do anything. And so he has to rely on my poor uncle and my poor little sister to help him, okay? And my uncle and other family members, my younger brother in Vietnam, and you know, my mom in Vietnam, and lots of people, you know, are wondering like, why don't you help out your brother, okay? And the answer is this, guys, right? He is not making it. He must not want to become wealthy. He must like being poor, okay? And it sucks to hear me say this, guys, you know, and it sucks to hear me say this about my own brother, but there's no evidence that he likes to be wealthy, okay? There's absolutely no evidence, because I sent him a lot of money, okay? If you guys ever meet someone that was in federal prison in America and you ask him, hey, if someone sends you $38,000, is that a lot of money? And I promise you, they will tell you that most people have never heard of someone receiving $38,000 when they're in prison, okay? So because of that, I'm extremely disappointed that my brother did not save one penny of that $38,000 that I sent him, okay? And this is money that I could have used towards trading and investing, you know, buying Bitcoins, buying a lot of stuff, okay? But I didn't, because I was always afraid that if he came out and I died from a fourth heart attack and he came out, that he would have no money to get back on his feet. And that's the reason why I sent it to him, okay? And right now, it's really hard for me to help him, okay? Even though I have the financial resources to help my brother, it's extremely hard for me to help him. And it's not just him, there's other family members I have, you know. My little brother in Vietnam is dirt poor, right? He lives in a garage, okay? My little brother and my little sister in America is also poor. And the reason why I'm wealthy, but I'm unable to help the poor brothers and sisters I have, is because they don't make it easy for me to help them, okay? And I'm making this video to share with you guys, okay, so that you guys don't make the same mistake whenever you guys are poor out there, or you are trying to come up and become a millionaire in your life, you know, is that you want to create the environment and you want to create the situation where it is easy for someone that is wealthy to help you out, okay? So let me give you a few examples right here, okay? So let's look at my older brother, you know, because he has never seen the World Wide Web before, because the internet came out in 1993, 94, 95, around that area, and he and I went to prison in 1993. So because of that, neither one of us ever saw what the World Wide Web was, what the internet was. My brother has never touched a computer in 28 years, okay? So whenever I try to show him how to trade or how to invest money or do anything, you know, on a computer, it's extremely difficult because he doesn't know how to use a computer, okay? Doesn't know how to use a cell phone. Never seen a cell phone before, okay? So all these things are, I can live with. I can live with that because that's a technological issue, and you know, I can stick him in a college community course or an adult learning course, and he can, you know, within a few months he can learn how to use a computer and then learn how to use a cell phone and things like that, right? So that's not really a big issue, but the big issue is this, is that mentally he's not ready to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not just mentally, he's just not there. There's no evidence to show that my older brother or any of my younger siblings, right, my little brothers and sisters, none of them have any evidence whatsoever that mentally their mind is prepared to have wealth in their life. And I'll give you guys an example. And this is the law of money, okay? This is the law of money that you guys need to learn, okay? When you take money and you put it in the hands of someone that does not know how to make money, manage money, or grow money, or invest that money, or trade that money, then it's no different than taking that money and throwing it in the trash can, okay? Or burning it, okay? There is no different. And sometimes you might get stuck in a situation where you have a family member, a friend, a coworker ask you for money, but if they do not know how to manage that money that you give them, they don't know how to invest that money that you give them, they don't know how to trade that money, they don't know how to take that money and earn more money with it, then it's no different than taking that money and throwing it in the garbage can, okay? So I believe this, and I've seen it happen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times with many of the stock trading students that I used to teach. When their parents die and leave them an inheritance, if they don't know what to do with that money, within like 90 days to 6 months, 3 months to 6 months, that money is pretty much gone, okay? So they're back to being poor again, okay? This is why you have a lot of people hit $1 million lottery or $10 million lottery, and within a very short period of time, they lose all that money and they're poor again, because that mindset, they never developed that mindset to have money in their life, okay? So, for example, like, I'll use my example, my biological mom in Vietnam. When I came back, I bought her a really nice set of furniture, wooden, hand-carved wooden furniture that's very expensive in Vietnam, and it's very, what do you call that? It's very prestigious to have this furniture in your house because not too people can afford to have it. So I bought it for my mom because she does not have any furniture in her house. And because she doesn't have a wealth mindset, she cannot imagine sitting on that expensive furniture or laying down on it or enjoying it. So she pretty much tries to close the door and hide it so that no one can see it in her house. You know, and it's almost like she's ashamed to have it in her house, okay? Even though it was me who bought it for her, you know, with money that I made, that I earned, and I bought it for her as a gift, she still does not feel comfortable having that expensive furniture in her house, even though it was her son that bought it for her. Okay, so I'm making this video, guys, to share with you guys that when you guys go out there into the world, whether you are trading, you're investing, you're doing real estate, or you're an entrepreneur or whatever, right? I invite yourself to consider, like, are you making it easy for wealthy people and for other people to help you become wealthy? Or are you a real pain in the ass? Or are you an anchor where they have to like drag you along to success? They have to drag you along to become wealthy. Which type of person are you? Okay, when I was poor and growing up, right, I knew that I was poor. I knew that I was stupid as shit. You know, I have no high school degree. I have no college degree. And I knew that I have all these negatives against me, such as, you know, being in prison for nearly 14 years, right? So I knew that I had, as far as academics, you know, as far as intelligence, as far as you know, all these things that would normally give people an advantage in life, I knew I did not have these things, right? So when I met wealthy people, I went out of my way to make it so it was easy for them to help me. Okay, I made it easy. For example, I don't argue with the people that have more money than I do, and they know something that I want to learn. Like when I met the guys that are trading and making money, and trading for a living, like I didn't sit there and argue with them. I didn't sit there and dispute with them. I sat there and try to learn what they know. Okay, I don't make, I would buy them coffee, I would buy them dinner, I would buy them lunch, I would buy them breakfast, I would buy them beer, I would buy them anything so that I can learn. Because I never saw that as wasting money. I never saw that as spending money. I saw that as investing in myself. That's why if you guys ever get a chance to meet some of my trading students that have enrolled into and purchased our cryptocurrency investing blueprint, right? One of the first things when you ask them, hey, what inspired you to invest into the cryptocurrency investing blueprint? One of the first things they always say is that I want to invest into myself. I want to invest into my education. Okay, if you're one of those people, right, you can get a copy of it at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. Get you a copy there, right? And one of the things that I talk about in the blueprint is making it so that it's easy for other people to help you. Like my older brother and my younger brother and my younger sister and all my siblings, none of them make it easy for wealthy people to help them. Now keep in mind, I am their older brother, I am their brother, and I'm retired now. Of course, I don't want to see my younger brothers or sister or older brother working their ass off, and be a slave to the financial system, right? But no matter how much I try to help them, right, they refuse my help and they refuse to be wealthy. They refuse to change their mindset from a poor man's mindset, from a poverty mindset to a wealthy mindset. Okay, so I'm sharing this video with you guys because as much as I want to help my brother and my sister out and everybody, they just don't want to be wealthy. Now, you might say, hey, Ty, that's not right, you don't know that, maybe they went through some struggles in their life and all these things, and you got to give them a break, or you got to let them, change their mind and things like this, right? And here's the thing, guys, right? I'm a very simple dude, right? If I don't know something, right? Like, let's say that when I was single and I didn't know how to talk to girls, right? If I saw another guy having an attractive girlfriend all the time and have lots of girls around him, lots of girls want to talk to him, he's able to have lots of dates with girls and stuff, and he's going to open his mouth and show me how to talk to girls and how to get a date and everything like that, I'm going to shut the hell up and listen to him and try what he's doing, because obviously what he is doing is significantly better than what I'm doing. The results he's getting are the results that I want, and the results that I have is not the results that I want. So I'm gonna shut the hell up, open my mind, and start listening and learning and doing what this person is showing me, okay? In my case, with my family members and siblings, right, they don't make it easy. They don't make it easy. For example, like my little brother in Vietnam, whenever I try to explain to him about finances and money and how to grow his business, his attitude is, man, just give me the money. I know what to do with it, right? And so he has this chip on his shoulder, or he has this ego where he thinks he knows everything, even though he has never left the small fishing village that we were born in, okay? He's never left the damn village, but he thinks he knows everything, okay? If he left Vietnam or left the city that he is in, he would never know how to survive in a new city, okay? So, but he knows everything, okay? So, just so that my mom, my biological mom, won't say anything, right? I actually gave him $15,000 when I first came back to Vietnam, and I told him, you gotta do this. You got to invest this money correctly. You got to grow your business. You want to do this, this, and this. You want to avoid this and this. And he's like, man, you ain't got to tell me shit, right? I know what to do with it. Right now, obviously, he didn't say it like that, but his body language and his attitude said that, And sure enough, I told him, hey, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to lose all this money that I loaned you. And sure enough, in less than 6 months, all that money was gone. Okay, so now he doesn't have the nerve or the face or the courage or the ability to look me in the eyes and ask for more money or to borrow more money. And I know that. I knew that if I didn't help my younger brother out, then my mom would say something like, hey, why aren't you helping your brother out, right? Like, hey, you're the older brother. You know, he's been struggling here in Vietnam. You went to America, learned how to be a trader, learn how to be successful and everything. How come you're not helping your brother out, right? And the reason why I don't help him out is because he's not making it easy for me to help him, okay? So I remember one time, well, not just one time, but many times, I will go to a cryptocurrency conference, or I would go to a trading conference, or I would go to an investing conference, okay? And I would meet guys that are not trading for a living. They're still working 9 to 5. They're managing like a $5, $10, $20, $30,000 portfolio, and we're chatting or whatever, you know, and they'll ask me this, and I tell them, hey man, you want to avoid doing that because that's going to destroy your portfolio, right? You're not going to be able to grow your portfolio like that. I've made that mistake a dozen times. I've lost my portfolio so many times already. I've had to start all over from scratch so many times. Don't do that, or else you're going to lose your portfolio, okay? You're going to lose all your money if you keep doing that. And these guys would sit there and argue and think they know better, okay? And they were not, and instead of learning why that was not a good strategy in trading, they would sit there and defend it and argue it, even though they have never made money in trading, and even though they have never made a profit in trading, even though they are not trading for a living, right? They'll sit there and argue, and after a few minutes, man, it's just really frustrating to want to help these people. You know, many people, you know, I am grateful for the guys that helped me become a good trader. You know, like always, you guys always hear me say, you know, I'm grateful for meeting Scott, for meeting Rick, you know, and for meeting the other Scott, you know. And these 3 guys, they helped me a lot in trading when I was in America. And I'm always grateful for that. So whenever I have a chance to help somebody else that's willing to listen, right, I try to do it. You know, to kind of pay back for the guys that helped me become the badass trader that I am today, you know, because I didn't do that alone. If you think that you're going to become a badass trader alone, right, you're going to be in for a surprise, okay? You are really going to be in for a surprise. If you expect to go out in there into the markets without anyone guiding you, without anyone mentoring you, without any kind of formal training or any kind of education on how to trade, and you step into the markets, you know, against guys like me or the guys on my team, like LeonFu.com, the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, you know, Oracle of crypto, or my buddy David Fong, my other business partner, you know, you are really stepping into an arena that you don't fully understand. You might see that I am a nice guy on video, you know. I crack up jokes, and you know, they may not be funny, but I try to crack up some jokes, right? And I share my life story with you guys. But there's one place that you don't want to compete with me against, and that's in the markets, whether it's the crypto market or any market that I'm in, okay? You really don't want to step in there, because I can promise you, you don't have enough training, right, to go up against guys like me, okay? I remember I met this one military prisoner one time, and he was in the Air Force, and he was in charge of loading up. I don't know what his role was, or the title of his rank or his role is, but he was in charge of loading up all the missiles, the ammunition, the bullets, and the bombs, and the rockets underneath the fighter jets for Americans' fighter jets, you know. And he had lots of friends that were in the Navy SEALs and in the Marine Special Forces, and so this is just a big die-hard military guy. And I remember asking him one time, you know, because I loved the martial arts growing up, studying, you know, watching Bruce Lee. I'm a big fan of his and everything. So I said, hey man, how easy is it to, like, for me to kick one of these Navy SEALs ass, or one of these Marine Recon, or like these Army Rangers? Like, how easy is it for me to, like someone like me, just a regular person, you know, just average dude, no specialized training or no professional training or whatever, is it easy for me to just go over there and whip their ass, or, you know, just use my size and my strength and just overpower them? And I remember that military prisoner telling me something. He goes, okay, so the U.S. government, you know, invest, not spend, but invest over, like he said at that time, and this was many years ago, it could be more now, but he said like they invest like over $150,000 to train one special force member, whether one special force soldier, whether it's a Navy SEAL or a Marine Recon or an Army Ranger. He says they fire so many rounds of ammunition. They do so many training, jumping out of airplanes, swimming in the oceans, all kinds of like ways. And these guys, you know, the U.S. military invests over $150,000 into each one of these soldiers so they can go out there and be a professional killer, okay? And he asked me, he goes, have you ever had any training time? And I said, no. And he goes, so do you think that you have a chance against someone that the government has already invested $150,000 in to show them every which way that they can kill you with their bare hands, with a weapon, with a knife, with a stick, with a gun, you know, with a firearm, with a tank, with a motorcycle, with a car, with a Humvee? Do you think that you have a chance against, what are the odds that you will win against somebody like that? And I said, you know what, now that you put it that way, probably none, because I have no training. You know, the only training I have is watching Kung Fu theater and black belt theater and watching Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan on TV and growing up in the hood and fighting my, you know, other black guys, right? And that's all the training I got. And I would not consider that professional training, okay? So he says, yeah, so, you know, this idea that people can just go up against a professional special force soldier, and he said that's just not in America only, he said that's in any country. The idea that you can just, you know, have a high probability of success against a trained soldier, he says that's a very low probability, you know? But back to what I was saying here, you know, about I want to spend the time to train my brothers and sisters, right? But man, they you guys don't ever understand. They make it so hard. Like I'll tell my older brother something, you know, the one that just got out of prison, I'll tell him something about how finances work, how money works, and then he'll turn around and be in disbelief and say something crazy and off the wall about something else that somebody else told him. And I'm like, dude, man, is that somebody else that's telling you that shit? Are they retired? Did they retire young? Are they a millionaire? I mean, like, what's going on, man? Why would you listen to them and not your own brother that you know came from a poor background like you did and has now made it and has helped, you know, many other people become millionaires? Why would you not listen to him instead of listening to some random idiot that you run into on the streets? Okay, so the main gist of this video, guys, is that when you go out there into the world, whether you are learning to trade, whether you're learning entrepreneurship, whether you're learning real estate or any kind of investment, any kind of money-making endeavor that you guys are in, always ask yourself, are you making it easy so somebody that's in that field would want to help you, would want to spend the time to share it with you, to show you how to go to the next level? Or are you making it difficult? Are you arguing with them? You know, like whenever I meet traders out here in the real world, at meetups, at conferences, or anything like that, when they start arguing with me and start teaching me stuff about trading that they have not done. Now keep in mind, guys, they have not done it. Okay, if they have done it, I would, you know, stop, pause, and listen to what they have to say, because maybe it's something that I can learn, right? But if somebody has not been able to make a profit from trading, but they're turning around telling me how to make a profit in trading, right? They're not making it easy so that someone like me or somebody else on my team can help them, okay? And that's the reason why, you know, I want you guys to, whenever you go out there and you meet other traders and other investors and you wonder why they're brushing you off or why they're not taking the time to help you, you know, you need to ask yourself, like, hey, am I making it easy so that other people can help me? You know, or am I being a pain in the ass? Okay, or am I being a pain in the ass and I'm not just being a person that others would want to help? Okay, so thanks for watching this video, guys, and I hope this video helps you to become an easier person that wealthy people would want to help to become wealthy. Okay, and I hope that you guys learn also from my family story and the relationship I have with me and my siblings, and realize that, you know what, it sucks sometimes when your own brothers and sisters do not want to be wealthy or want to make money, and it's just you and the family. And that's just something that you have to make tough decisions on are you going to let them drag you down and bring you down and keep you poor as well, or are you going to make the decision to move forward even without them so that you can achieve your financial goals? Okay, thanks for watching this video, guys. if you guys want to learn more about trading and investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, I highly recommend that you guys get a copy of our cryptocurrency investing blueprint. You can go get it at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. Okay. Also follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. And then if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter at www.cryptocurrency.market/newsletter. Okay. I'll look forward to seeing you guys in a future video, and I hope that this video helps you guys make a better decision on your financial journey, and it helps you get to where you want to be financially much sooner, quicker, and easier, and without a lot of big losses. Thank you.